Hi everyone, it's Vicky. Today I'm making a traveler's notebook. So I'm basing this cover on one that I've made before. And it's this Christmas cover here. So it opens out. It's got little pockets on the cover. And on the inside you can see I've got some elastics there for my notebooks. So I've already prepared part of the cover. I've prepared the inside. It's an Amazon box. It's one of the thin like envelope boxes. And that card there that I'm holding is a piece of printer paper and it's folded in half. So I wanted that notebook to be just a bit bigger than printer paper because I'm going to make the little notebooks on the inside out of printer paper. So the part that is yellow, that is scrapbooking card that I have sewn onto the inside of the cover, and I've glued down that fabric on the inside spine. This outside piece is another piece of scrapbooking card. It's a 12 by 12, and all I've done is scored it. I haven't actually cut it except for that little V, that little notch you'll see to make the flaps. And I used two pieces that were the same. So first up I am using some double-sided tape, and this is just to help it to stick while I'm waiting for that glue to dry. And I'm using tacky glue. It's like a white glue. I'm being very careful to get it right up to the edges because the top edge is actually going to be raw. You're going to see the inside cardboard at the top edge. So I don't want that to come away. And you can see I'm covering the whole thing with the tacky glue to keep it all down smooth and flat. So this is a bit of a fiddly part, getting it all lined up. And because I've got that tacky glue, I can slide it around a little bit before it all sticks. And so there is my back cover. So I'm just smoothing everything out, making sure it's all adhering properly. And I noticed that that inside fabric is sticking out a little bit. It's in the way of that little flap that I'm going to glue down, so I'm just trimming it so it fits. Now the side that's got like the V shape cut to it, I probably could have left that and not glued it down, but I did glue it down on this journal. If you don't glue it down, it makes the pockets a bit bigger. But I decided just for stability just to glue that one down. But you'll see on the other little flap I only glue down the one side, and that's so that I can fit more into that pocket. So something fun that I've done with this journal is I've used some magnets. So underneath that yellow scrapbooking card there is a magnet, and I'm just putting another magnet on the flap, and that will help that to stick down while the journal is being used. I probably should have found stronger magnets, or maybe used two, because I think that it could use more stickability, but it works for this journal. And here I'm doing exactly the same thing to the front cover that I've done to the back cover. I'm using that double-sided tape and some glue, and I'm going to glue the back cover down. The reason I'm making this journal is I'm taking part in a camp. It's a Bible journaling camp, and it's called Encamped. It's by Top Knots and Jesus. And I'll put the link below if you want to join in too. It is free, it's on Facebook, and yeah, it just looks like so much fun. I am a week late, so I'm making my journal now, but everybody started this a week ago. But I'll just catch up. And here you can see I'm gluing down the front cover. So this is that fabric on the inside of my cover, and this is the top. So I've trimmed it a bit shorter, and now I'm just fraying the edges. And then I'm going to start putting that fabric on my spine on the outside. So first up, I use some double-sided tape, and then I use some tacky glue. I don't glue everything straight away. You'll see here, I will glue over the tape and just on each side of that spine. Then I will fold back my fabric and glue my fabric and then put my fabric down. I've noticed that this glue almost leaves a wet look when it's dry, and I didn't want that wet look on my scrapbooking card. So here you can see I'm just gluing on that edge, but I know my fabric is bigger than that. And there I was just measuring to see if the fabric is even on both sides. I didn't want it to be longer on the front or longer on the back. And here you can see I am gluing that fabric and then pressing it down. So you just lift it up and you glue it and then you put it back down. The fabric has a white background, so even if some of the glue does seep through, I won't be able to see it. And I'm going to trim it a little bit shorter than what it is, and then I'm going to fray it. Because of the way this is made, there are gaps here and there, and so that's why here I peel back that fabric a little bit, and I'm just adding some glue to that little gap there, that little edge part. Maybe it didn't have glue, or maybe the glue wiped away, but it's the same on all the edges. So you'll see a bit later I do it on the inside fabric as well, just to hold it down. Now I'm measuring to get the holes in the right place for my elastics. I use that printer paper to measure where I want it, but it's about 1 centimeter in from the top and the bottom edge. So I'm using a friction pen. It's fine for me to use this because it's black, and the strawberries have got black dots on them, so that works out fine. But if you've got fabric that would mark, you might want to use something else. I did have a bit of a problem when I came to punching, because at one point there was all these dots on the strawberries and I couldn't tell which was my dots and which was the strawberry dots. So that was something that I didn't think through. But I'm using a memory keeper's punch, and I've opened up that little place at the back there so I can see right through and I can see my dots. And I'm just punching out the 3 dots on the top and the 3 dots on the bottom. Here I'm using the elastic. It's a very thin elastic. I probably should use a thicker elastic, but I've got quite a lot of this left, so I'm just using it up where I can. And I've made 3 holes, and I'm going to make 4 elastic strands in those 3 holes. So I've got 1 elastic strand at the front and the back, and then I'll have 2 elastic strands down the middle. And I just tie them twice in the middle, and that's it. So this little yellow pad here is some post-it notes, and I decided I wanted to glue them onto my cover, so I'll glue them down a bit later. For now I'm just going to cover up those magnets. I've got some clear stickers here, and I'm just going to cover those magnets. I attached the magnets using double-sided tape. I love Genevieve's YouTube videos, and she does that. She covers her magnets with double-sided tape, and then she'll stick something on top of that. So I've put stickers on mine, and you just can't stop playing with magnets, opening and closing. So here is the first page of the Encamped printable set, and it is for free. I've laminated mine. The blue one is the 7 themes and the 7 weeks, so it's like a little list. And the white one has got let's have a look. It's got like a caravan on it. It says Encamped, and it says a study on the indwelling of the Holy Spirit. I did decide I needed to ink this. My card that I used as the cover, the scrapbooking card, it did split in places, and the white inside layer of the card was showing. So I'm just using some Tim Holtz ink here, and I'm just inking all the way around the edges and just trying to cover up the bits. And then at the top where I told you I've got 2 raw edges there, actually 3 raw edges, I've also inked there just to try and make it blend in. Because these pages are laminated, they really only stick well with double-sided tape. So I'm just putting a little piece on the back. I'm not worried about them flapping off or anything like that. One piece is fine to hold them down. And then I'm doing a little bit of collage work. I'm layering up some things that I found. I found some tickets and a couple of summary things. I end up playing around quite a bit with these tickets, trying to figure out the look that I'm going for. And I did use the seed packet, and then I changed my mind. So I just felt the colours were too bright and I didn't want to use it in this journal, in this space. I might use it a bit later in another space in this journal, but not where it is now. And here's where I change my mind about that seed packet and I replace it with this laminated picture from the printables. And I think it works a lot better. And I was happy that the seed packet came off so well. I used double-sided tape and I hadn't rubbed it too hard, so it came out quite easily. So my cover is now made and I need to make some traveler's notebooks to go inside the journal. I'm using a printer paper as a template. I'm just drawing around it and I'm going to make 4 covers. I've used all the papers from the same scrapbooking pad, so all the colours coordinate quite well. I'm going to draw around all of these and then I'm going to just cut with scissors. I'm going to cut them down to size and those will be my covers. So you can see I've just folded all my covers, and I'm going to fill them with printer paper. I'm using 5 sheets of plain paper per traveler's notebook, just folding them in half, and I'm not going to bind them. I'm just going to slip them into the elastics as they are. This way, if I need to add pages, I can. If I need to take pages away, I can. So my journal is almost ready. I'm going to quickly decorate it. I'm going to start with week 1. This is week 1, the first principle, and I'm going to add my tab. I won't put all the tabs in now. I'm going to just see how I go along. I might need more space or less space. So I'm just doing my first tab, and I'm going to cut out those little pictures, and I'm going to put them into one of the pockets so that I can use them during the week. I thought I was done, and then I cut out all the printables. I joined each week together with a paper clip, and I was looking for a way to put them in the journal. I found this plastic Ziploc bag. It has holes in it that you can put it in a ring binder, and I thought it worked so well. So I am going to attach it to the back cover. I have marked my ring binder holes, so I'm just using my scissors here to make those holes, and I'm going to use some split pins. I'm going to insert them from the back so that the back of the journal has a nice neat look, and I'm going to put that little bag, that Ziploc bag, right here into the journal. I put it on top of that back cover with the flap and the magnet. I thought about putting it under the magnet, but then the magnet wouldn't work. And I like how this has turned out. So thanks for watching, and I hope you have a good day. Bye.